Mind Gap Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to Mind Gap Podcast. I'm Doug.
I'm Justin. And Doug, would you rather have a pet unicorn or a pet dragon, and why?
This is a tough one. I'm leaning towards dragon.
Okay.
Because a unicorn is basically a horse. Let's be honest. I mean, I'm sure there's various legends and lore about the magical abilities. They can heal their horn and everything like that. But at the end of the day, it's a horse. Whereas with a dragon, you also have to clarify what kind of dragon are we talking here. You know, are we talking like, you know, is this a, How to Train Your Dragon? Is this a Game of Thrones dragon? Is this like D&D dragon? Is it sentient? Are you bonded to it? Is it your buddy or is it just a wild animal? Like, yeah, do you want a tiger or a gorilla? It's like, I don't know. Either one of them could probably fuck me up and fuck up my house. You know, like, I don't know. What's
I only want a gorilla if I've got 99 other friends with me.
Right. We're going to hide behind me as we try to find it, you know?
It's a fair, all fair qualifiers. Let's say this is a How to Train Your Dragon. Because I feel like those are the most, like, you can work with them the most.
Okay. Yeah, they are trainable if you understand them. And, you work with them, you can bond to them and things like that. That works.
Yeah.
Because if we're talking like, Smaug, that is a highly sentient creature.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want that in my life.
Right.
Something else that's like, poof, it's here. It's like, why am I at you? Why am I in Illinois? What is this realm? This is Downers Grove, sir. What is a Downers Grove?
Well, I'll tell you, there's some people over at the corner with signs standing out front of this building.
Are you hungry?
You go ahead and
You hungry? Let's get you a snack.
Let's do this right now. Let's get good with each other, okay?
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna hook you up. All right. I think it would be cooler to have a dragon in a sense of just like, I find them more interesting. Like a unicorn, don't get me wrong, it'd be cool to have it, but I'm like, great. I have a horse with a horn, like.
So let me just go through, because I had to look it up, because I had never considered what its powers actually were. So healing, you are correct. I'm assuming you learned that through Natalie.
I mean, I don't know. I've seen all sorts of stuff over the years about unicorns, but yeah, I mean, depends on what lore you go with, I suppose.
So they're said to have healing properties, able to cure illness, purify poisoned water, and even restore lost limbs. So big ups if if you're in a boil zone, like if a pipe burst in your neighborhood and you're under like a mandatory water boil, you can just no problem. I got a unicorn. Purification. Unicorns are often associated with purity and are believed able to cleanse contaminated water and to purify the air. Let me ask this. It seems like we're real heavy on the water. Where do these unicorns, where do they come from and what's wrong with the water supply?
Well, not only that, I mean, first of all, they don't have a problem with the water supply because everywhere they go, the water is pure.
Truthfully. That's a good point.
Yeah. So they don't know what dirty water tastes like,
Seems like we're leaving real heavy. But you know how they purify it? They have to pee in it.
They think you dip your horn. They're like, no, they piss in it. It turns rainbow color for a second, and then it's like, oh wow, this is so much better.
That's how you know it's good to drink.
Like, here's the thing: it's got a little bit of toxicity in it because it's got a little bit of unicorn piss in it. But other than that, clean as a whistle.
It's gonna be some of the best. It's no different than Fuji Life Water.
Here's the thing: you're still drinking pond water or lake water, and that could still give you diarrhea and everything like that. But it won't be poison.
I'm saying if they will cleanse contaminated water.
Yeah,
and purify the
contaminated
air.
to me reads like this is contaminated with some sort of toxicity. They'll get rid of it, and then it's just regular like pond water or whatever. You know what I mean?
Just with the algae and
Yeah,
all the little
because guess what?
microbes in it. Yeah.
It goes back to whatever natural state for other creatures to live in. It doesn't mean it's like, ooh, nice mineral water. It's like, no, that's still pond water you're drinking from. You know, it's just not poison anymore. You know.
Think about how much money you could save on air purifiers, though, if it purifies the air, right? Again, how do you think it purifies the air? Breathes in.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
Right out the back. It filters it.
You're gonna have a little bit of toxicity, but it's also gonna smell a little bit like Cinnabon. You know, so
Like Cinnabon?
yeah, their farts smell like a little bit like Cinnabon. You know,
I'm not going to lie, that having my house smell like Cinnabon, just a little bit like Cinnabon,
here's the thing.
Might be better than a dragon.
It's like that episode we did where that guy had massive diarrhea on the plane and they tried to cover it with vanilla scented, you know, stuff. And like, it smells like, that just smells like vanilla diarrhea. It's like, yeah, same thing. You're like, that smells like a horse fart with a little bit of Cinnabon mixed in there. You're like, oh, hey, it's clean. Oh, I mean, it doesn't,
yeah,
I don't feel like I'm going to die and get cancer from breathing this in, but you know, it comes at a cost.
I'm also not happy about it.
I'm not happy, but there's that little hint in there where you're like, okay, that's not too bad.
I will say if you lived in like the Feywild or something, like if you lived in an area where you needed this, like very, very useful, like detection and neutralization of poisons. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what.
And telekinesis. In Doubters Grove, I don't know if you're going to need that. Grand
you know
Rapids,
what? You're actually selling me. I think I want the unicorn, honestly.
Well, really? Why is this?
It's a lot easier to manage. Managing a dragon,
Can you imagine feeding it? Right.
Like that thing's...
Also, you can saddle up the horse. You can saddle him up and actually take him for a ride. Like everyone loves horseback riding, you know?
Right. Yeah. Like a dragon, it's like, boy, if you're worried about the coyotes eating your dogs, boy, do I have a problem for you. I have bad news, neighbors. You know, I won't have neighbors probably if that's the case, you know, because
accurate, yeah.
That thing is going to be chomping on whatever, you know, just eating whatever it's eating. My detention pond's going to turn into a pit of death is what it's going to be.
It's just littered with piles of bones.
Scorched bones and everything like that. Yep. And I'm like, dragons got to eat, man. Like, what do you want from me?
Good luck with the HOA wants to say something. Good luck. Come on over and tell it.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Similar to last week's opening question, probably not a lot of friends coming over for play dates for Nat.
Accurate.
Not a lot of overnight stays. Which honestly, I'm okay with it, you know. But I gotta think about Natalie.
That's the other thing. Like, you got an excuse now, Doug. This is a big. So a dragon is a baked-in excuse for you to not have people over. Like, how perfect is that for you?
Yeah, it's rough. It seems like it's more of a stressful sort of like. I worry about my dogs eating their own shit in the backyard on a daily basis. You know, that stresses me out. Them digging holes and whatever. And then I'm like, I have a wild mythical creature that can shoot fire and consumes livestock. It's just here now. One, I got to make sure it's tame and it follows my instructions. I mean, my dogs are okay, but they're not super well behaved. So, I mean, it shows you how good I am at that. My animal handling skills aren't great. Dragons are badass, but you know what else? You know, fucking great white sharks are also badass. I don't want one of those. You know,
I don't want that living in my
I don't want that anywhere
retention pond. Yeah.
So I think I would like to go with the unicorn because at the very least, you know, your air is always going to be solid and clean. Your water's always going to be clean. And you know what? You can do a lot of good with it. You know? Take that thing up to the hospital and be like, hey guys, we got to give him like a real metal name, you know. Anthrax is here, you know, like we got anthrax. Anthrax kids are like, yay, anthrax is here. Anthrax. You know, like
let me touch anthrax.
Clip, clop, you know. We're here to purify and grow back limbs. Nothing else, though. Sorry. If you have cancer, sorry.
I wish I could help, but anthrax can only do so much.
Anthrax is limited to clean air, clean water, and regrowing limbs. I can do those three things, and that is all. But
that is all. It would be pretty badass to bring them around, like hospitals, like any place that's got like Flint when they were having the water issue.
I'd be like, don't worry, clip clop, I'm here. The lead water crisis in this country is saved thanks to anthrax.
Anthrax.
Like out of context, that's a weird headline.
We put a little anthrax in all of your water. You're welcome.
Because here's the thing. It's not 100% pure. It's 99.5% pure.
Right.
It's a little bit of...
It's gonna taste a little gamey.
There's a little bit of a citrus aftertaste.
It's gonna taste kind of like Cinnabon.
Yeah. Like a Tanqueray, if you will. You know?
You know how all those sparkling waters kind of resemble a thought of a flavor? Like that.
Like that. But just know that it's unicorn piss.
It's unicorn piss.
But no lead in the water. You're welcome, Flint.
Oh, welcome.
You're welcome,
Anthrax
America.
away!
Clap, 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 clap. Because he doesn't fly. He's a clap, 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 clap. Yeah. Well, I think you could do more good with a unicorn.
Yeah.
You could be a better pillar to your society and your community, you know?
You could, unless it more so resembles that new movie with Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega.
Oh, I really want to see that. Death of the Unicorn. Really want to see that.
If that's the case, I might go back to the dragon.
I almost showed Natalie the trailer to that movie, but I was like, I think this might ruin her concept of unicorns.
Right,
First of all, she's like, oh my God, they killed one. I'm like, yeah. And here's the other thing. There's a really mean one too. And it is not happy.
It's just, I don't think, you know what? Don't show her the trailer. Just bring her. Say, hey, I'm going to take you to a unicorn movie.
Hey, this movie's all about unicorns.
Just drop her in
Ant-Man's in it. It's great.
And then you have to leave. And then you just be like, I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. And
you know what's wild is because I've watched like a couple of horror shorts on YouTube. Now that also gets suggested to me, like these horror shorts. And she came in the other day and was like, ooh, what's that one? I'm like, this is like eldritch horror sort of stuff. I'm like, you sure you want to watch this? She's like, yeah. And I clicked on one and it was like really well done. It's basically just like telling a short story about how these giant eldritch creatures landed on Earth and basically what people are trying to do. Like it's like 3 minutes long. It was just very like whatever. They just made all these different creatures that exist in the world. And then she clicked on it. She goes, let's do this other one. I'm like, okay. And it's a guy getting tortured in being held suspended in the air. All these people, and it's being tortured by this creature. And he's like going, and then wiggling. I'm like, yeah, we're not going to watch that one. She's like, why? I'm like, because you're not going to do well tonight when you try to go to sleep. So
has she dipped her toe into anything? Like, where is she at on the scary level right now?
Not much.
I remember,
not much.
I remember being younger and like being very curious. Like, it kind of feels exciting to get scared. Like, so like peeking in them and like, I remember freaking myself out a couple of times.
Oh yeah. I was the same way. I was always curious, but it never ended well. And she very much is like, I'm scared. And there's times where I'm like, we're in the movie theater, so you have to tough this out. We're not going. We're not leaving. Like, she wanted to go see the newest Planet of the Apes movie. At one point, she goes, Dad, I'm scared. I think I want to go. And I go, close your eyes, plug your ears. We're here. I'm not leaving. Like, we're only 20 minutes in this movie. Like,
you came to Dad's movie.
Yeah, I was like, you said you wanted to see this. This is what you got. You get what you asked for. You know, this is what you wanted. So she's not super into. No, I mean this. I really look forward to when she can handle it. Like that is one of my favorite horror films. It's so
That's
good.
That's a badass film, yeah, man.
It's so good. But man, you got to have some mental fortitude. To wander into that. She already doesn't she already finds clowns creepy. So I'm like, you know.
I love not to tell tales of Bobby's kid, but she is obsessed. She just turned 5, and she is obsessed with plague doctors.
Interesting.
You know the things with the beaks. And I'm like, this girl's gonna grow up to have she's gonna have a spine to her. Like this is. At 5 years old, you're like, yes, the plague. She told him she wants to go as that for Halloween, and I'm like, awesome. That's a pretty bold move.
That's
dude.
Awesome.
And I was like, cool. Yeah. And I said, so what are you going to be? And he goes, I'm going to be the Black Plague. He goes, I'm going to dress up I'm going to find out what the little germ looked like. And I'm just going to be that and follow her around. I'm like, that's well done. I heard
an interesting fact about those masks too. Why they were so effective is they just naturally created distance with other people.
They forced you to be so,
because of their like creepy noses and stuff like that. So it actually just created social distancing.
It's kind of a perfect marriage there.
I'm like, cool. That works. How about you, Justin? Unicorn or dragon?
I gotta go unicorn. Just for everything that we've discussed. I think that as cool as a dragon would be, and it would be awesome. I think the cleanup. Can you imagine cleaning up dragon poops in your yard? No, thank you.
I feed my dogs lots of carrots. I think I'm gonna be growing carrots in the yard, man. When I clean up their poop,
saying.
I'm like, that is an undigested carrot right there.
And that is a undigested neighbor's dog, son of a bitch.
Right.
And if you think that your dog's urine burns your grass, just wait until you get a dragon.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. I was just like, maybe I was just like
Lawn
backyard.
care.
I'm trying to stop them from digging. I mean, it's just going to be scorched, literally scorched earth, you know?
Literally scorched earth.
Yeah.
Just giant dragon imprints, into the grass.
I'm like,
Forget
I
about
guess
it.
I don't have to mow anymore, you know?
Yeah. Just from that alone, and then try to feed it, keep the upkeep on it, forget about it. So a unicorn just makes from
also depends on what kind of dragon. Like if
standpoint.
we're doing the How to Train Your Dragon universe, it's like, there's all different types of ones. There's some that like will spit fire on themselves, or like wander around. You got some that are two-headed. One that like ignites it. You got it's nuts.
Do they eat? Yeah. Do they eat? You got a two-headed dragon. Does that eat double?
Yeah. Right. I'm assuming so. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know their physiology.
Knows?
I'm not that. What if it gets sick?
Right. What vet is going to be like, yes, I minored in dragon studies.
They're like, I mean, I kind of like the, what's that one called? The large lizard that they call the dragon. That's,
the Komodo dragon?
Yeah. They're like, I kind of studied Komodo dragons. Guess that's the next closest thing.
Does that work? I have a pet iguana.
I have a couple of blue-tongued skinks. And honestly, big fan of Burning Man. I think that qualifies me for this. So, All right.
I think with the unicorn, if it's got healing powers and stuff, I'm guessing it doesn't get sick. I'm guessing that thing can take care of itself. It seems like a way more practical
purifies air and water, doesn't get rid of other diseases. All right.
It says healing properties, able to cure illness, purified poisoned water, and even restore limbs.
Okay, all right, cure illness. Okay, all right, big
Said
qualifier
healing
there.
properties. I'm just saying, yeah. So
all right.
It seems like it's a kind of a hands-off thing. If you just make good friends with it and it follows you around, you do what you want to do. That's unicorn's the way to go.
And that also would make Natalie like super pumped that she had a unicorn. Right? She'd be fucking thrilled.
I'm saying unicorn's the way to go, and I pose to the audience, change my mind. Change my mind on that.
We are open to discussion.
Yes.
Discussions are open. If you'd like to tell us, you can head over to youtube.com/mindgappodcast. Check the link in the description. Link to our Discord is there, where we have these kinds of conversations all the time with our community. You can be a part of that discussion. So come in there, hang out with all the cool people. Be a part of it. Be a part of history, as they say.
That's right.
Also, check out links to our merch at Redbubble because the Did You Know That Squirt is Pee? Did You Know That I Don't Care? Is available now. And the man who said it now has his very own shirt. And he's wearing it. And he's posted it in our Discord. So another satisfied customer. So
it's a very fetching picture of him.
Exactly. So by all means, go check out that shirt. And really, hey, Memorial Day is coming up. Dress the part. There you go.
That's right. You going to that family cookout? Show up in style. I'm going to demand that he post pictures of when he wears that out into the world.
Because I'll say this much too. If there ever was a summer shirt, this is it. I mean, you're talking like, 100%. Looking for that new summer style right here, ladies and gents. There you go. Pick it up now, as well as some other Mind Gap gear at Redbubble.
You know what? Get it on a beach towel. Take it to the beach.
There you go.
Why not?
You know what? If you just want a sticker, you can get it in a sticker form and put it on your company branded water bottle.
Do you competitively swim? Get it on a swim cap.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. We're giving you all these ideas and we ask nothing in return except just like and subscribe.
Buy the thing.
And possibly
buy the thing. Yeah. Doug, what do we got today? What are we talking about today?
Oh, man. I'm excited for this. So we have a segment that we are calling Great on Screen, Terrible in Person, Heroes We'd Hate to Hang With. So the way that this is going to work is, first of all, let's define what is a hero, right?
Right.
Hero to us isn't someone that has to be morally perfect, but generally the protagonist, the good guy, the good gal, the person in a movie or TV show that we're like, this is the person that we're supposed to be rooting for.
Right. We're pulling for this one.
So what this means is that, like, who are the people that were like, man, this is a really cool character, but boy, it would sure suck to hang out with this person, you know? Mm-hmm. And giving the reasons why. Like, if it's not like we're not saving the world, whatever. We're just like hanging, maybe having a drink, maybe smoking a doobie. I don't know. Maybe just playing video games or whatever. Just hanging out in the backyard around a campfire or something like that, you know? That kind of stuff. And how you take their persona and being like, man, that person would be an absolute nightmare to be with, even though they're a hero.
Right.
And while we still may love these characters, right? We're just pointing out that, man, it would suck to hang out with them, you know?
Right.
So that's kind of our criteria.
Might not be as, you have the idea of like, oh, that'd be awesome. But then in reality, it'd be a letdown.
Or you're just like, man, that's such a cool character. I'd love to meet them. It's like, but do you want to hang out with them? Probably not. So let's start it off. One of mine, Captain America. Easily one of my favorite heroes.
You are a Captain America freak. You love Captain America.
Lawful good. He's a guy that truly encapsulates standing up for the right reasons, you know. And one of my favorite things that he does is in, you know, Civil War, where he's like, I can't sign the accords. I don't agree. And he's like, I won't do it because I don't think it's right. And I was like, man, I respect that. That takes a lot of guts to be able to like, nah, I'm not going to do that. So let's talk about Captain America. What are his pros if we're hanging out with him, right? For me,
we're hanging out.
I think he's just like, he's like the best guy, right? Kind. He's just very like, he seems like he's pretty chill for the most part, you know?
Sure.
And that's a guy who's always going to have your back. If you're friends, like
100%.
Through and through, he's got your back.
Guy. Yes.
He's your guy, right?
He is a ride or die.
Cons. Oh, you go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to just on the pros. I would say for him, you're also probably going to learn some stuff that you might not. It's like hanging out with like a really cool grandpa, but like still able to do things. So he brings knowledge from a different age, and you're just like, I've never heard of this drinking game. I've never heard of this card game. I've never heard of let's do this thing, you know. And so you're going to get a lot of stuff that you've probably never realized.
You probably get a really good, clear account of the past. Because it's still, I think, relatively fresh in his mind. You can be like, oh, wow, that's interesting. Yeah. You know, like, could honestly
But I think intelligence was affected, right? So he's got kind of a steel trap up there.
Yeah. All right, cons. When not fighting, he could be pretty boring to talk to. If, like, initially, like, oh, that's cool, like, whatever. But he doesn't know. I mean, they joke about it, you know, in the first Avengers movie. He doesn't get many references. And he's trying, as, you know, in Winter Soldier and things like that. He's trying to get caught up on that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, he's a man from a different time. And he is so many generations separated culturally and everything that I think he would be really tough to hang with.
Yeah.
Also, in the back of my mind, I'd just be afraid that I'd be like, man, what if he's racist? Like, what if there's just a little bit of racism? There's gotta be something in there where you're just like, where he's just like, Puerto Ricans? And you're like, oh no, God, no, don't do it, man. Like, these are the people that you don't like. You know, there's just gotta be something there because of where he grew up and how he grew up, that he's gotta have some sort of like,
one thing where you're like, wow, he's really open-minded. And then that one race comes up and you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Oh no.
He's like,
oh no.
The Dutch, you know, just he has one group of people,
fucking Irish,
and just fucking lays into him, and you're
he
like,
rages over the Italians, rages,
just you're like, oh God, please, Cap, don't do it. I don't want to
doing
find
like horrible impressions about him. Like,
Gabagool! You're like,
Gabagool! No. How did you? Oh no, you watched HBO. God, who let you? Who gave you an account?
He's like, it's cool. No one cares about the Italians anymore. You know what? We didn't care about them back then either. The greasy Mick bastards like, dude, relax. Don't.
On that note, another con would be he's so much trauma that he's gone through in his life, and you know he hasn't done therapy because that was not done back then. So it's just all this unprocessed emotions of basically dying and being frozen.
I think this is going to be probably a through line through most of these characters, but like the 1,000-yard stare that he's going to have, you know, because not only did he go through World War II, right?
Right.
but he went through some horrifying experimental transformations physically, which, you know, you see that stuff all the time in medical procedures where people change their looks and they psychologically have a hard time dealing with it. He never got to process that. They're like, yeah, you're our guy now. You're Captain America. And so, like, yeah, there's so much stuff that's happened. Missing the woman of his life, like, the love of his life. Like, yeah, there would be some things where you're like, initially, I'm like, this is cool. And then it's going to run its course real fast. And you're going to be like, man, I don't know how I feel about this.
Also, like, if you vacation with them, like, there's no chill. Like, you know, he's up at like 5 a.m. doing like wind sprints. And it's like, you're not sleeping in. You're not doing this and that. Like, It's very regimented. It's got to be with him. Which
part of me is like, I'm here for it, but I'm like, I just accept. I'm like, I'm not keeping up with you, and that's okay.
Right. On your left.
Yeah. I'm like, no, yeah. You won't see me again, sir. There won't be another on your left because I'm going home.
Real quick aside, did you hear Anthony Mackie talking about that scene?
No.
The on your left, the callback scene in Inga. So he said that the Russos didn't tell. The Russos was like, "Hey, can you record yourself saying this line? Just record it on your phone and send it to us." And he's like, "On my phone?" And they're like, "Yeah, just record it on your phone and send it. Like, give us a bunch of different ways." And so he recorded it with no context, and then he was watching it in the theater. He's like, "Oh shit!" Like he found out in the theater what that line was being used for.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's pretty fucking cool. Yeah,
that's cool. I love shit like that.
Yeah,
so good. All right, next up, who do we got here?
Let's go Tony Stark. Let's keep it in the family. We're going Iron Man. So pros, you get to play with all the toys. He's a billionaire, genius, playboy. So he's a good time Charlie. Like there's no
you're getting invited to that party in Malibu. You know, like you're gonna be having a good time.
Top shelf booze, amazing food, cool people, beautiful people. Like it's gonna be a good time. And if you're
cool
real close
people,
to him,
beautiful people. That's how I imagine
it's
you were
gonna
saying.
be the best time.
Cool
you don't
people,
even know.
Beautiful people.
Some might even say you got it from me. I'm just
You're welcome.
I know the cool.
You're welcome, Tony Stark.
You're welcome, Stark.
Yeah.
No, but and if you're really good friends with him, you know, who knows, birthday gifts and shit, you probably are going to get some cool fucking toys, man.
Yeah, who knows?
Some cool tech.
Yeah.
Your phone, you're never going to have like a dead area in your house. Just fucking Wi-Fi everywhere. He's going to make sure you're hooked up.
He's going to put Wi-Fi in your house. And then let's go to the cons, and he will be spying on you with that Wi-Fi.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
You will have backdoor access to every part of your life, including you. So it will be bad. I mean, listen, it would be a transactional relationship, I would feel like. I wouldn't want it to be, but because also you'd be like, the more you hang around him, you'd be like, this guy is insufferable. This guy is awful to be around.
Yeah.
So arrogant.
And you probably have a great time, but he would probably party too hard. Like, I don't know if you could keep up with him.
Well, you'd probably party really hard, but also he would burn out on me real quick. Just his personality style, I'd be like, it's so different from mine that I'm like, I can't. I can't be around this guy that's so full of himself. And unlike some other billionaires who think that they're Tony Stark, he can back it up with his brilliance, but he knows it. And I would also just feel constantly stupid, and he would probably make me feel stupid all the time. And I hate it when people make me feel stupid. So I'd be like, this guy is insufferable. And while the party is cool, also, I would probably feel out of my element at that party anyway. I'd be like, I'm the slob. That's like, yeah. All right, these are my jeans. I never wash them because I don't think you're supposed to.
I don't think I lightly sprinkle baby powder on them. Is that okay?
Is that all right?
Guys,
this is my, did you know squirt is peeing? Did you know that I don't care shirt? It's pretty.
Here's
it's summertime.
Stark would wear that. He would wear that. He'd come out. I don't
think he would.
He'd come out of the Iron Man outfit, and he would have that.
If he did, I'd be like, Louis did it. We did it. We won. Save the game. We won. We're good to go. Yeah, he would be absolutely insufferable to be around. I wouldn't.
I think dominating the conversation and just taking the piss out of you. Yeah, absolutely.
Would not like it. Still in the Marvel family, Wolverine.
One of my favorite characters.
Fantastic character, but Jesus Christ, he drives everyone in the movies and TV shows crazy too because of his attitude.
Again, unprocessed trauma.
Again, yeah. I'd say the pros are if he's with you and a fight breaks out, boy, howdy, are you glad that he's there?
You're set.
You're good to go. He's going in first. He's going in head first.
Right.
And
he'll take on that gorilla. The other 99 guys just have to hang on back.
Yeah, he's got your back. Like, and he'll just go in. As soon as the fight's over, that's when the horror show begins. Because he's so grumpy. He's so also emotionally shallow because, he
hopefully
lives.
He hasn't gone berserker mode.
He's lived for hundreds of years at this point in time, Right. So like, he's just like, I'm going to outlive you. And also he just has a hard time getting close to people in general. So he's not going to be your buddy, really. He'll be there to hang out, probably drink a beer, and then he'll just get really mad. He won't say much.
You're not talking with him. It's not going to be like a fun, like, what'd you do? Oh, we got deep. We really we got into our thoughts, our dreams.
Yeah. Don't get him started on time travel, like, hey man, how do you think time travel's stupid, bub? Like,
I know how it works.
Don't mess with it, bub, Yeah, it would be, he doesn't remember some of his past, he's confused, he's had all this stuff done. And again, trauma. He'd be an absolute nightmare to be around. And
absolutely, yeah.
Probably couldn't depend on him too much. And he'd be a huge downer, I think.
Yeah, and he smells everything.
Yeah, he knows.
He knows. He's like, that was you. I'm like, it wasn't. It was the unicorn.
You have a unicorn? I smell Cinnabon.
Is that Cinnabon?
Yeah. He's like, cool. Yeah. Great character, not a fun hang at all.
It would be out of all of them thus far, I think Wolverine might be the toughest one.
Of the ones we've done so far, Wolverine is definitely the worst. So I'll be kind of curious as we go along here. We could kind of choose who we think would be the absolute worst to hang with. So for right now,
stack rank them when we're done.
I think Wolverine's definitely at the top of the don't want to hang out with. So
yes.
All right, moving along.
Let's go into the Rick and Morty universe here. Rick Sanchez, Grandpa Rick.
Okay. Just asshole.
You think Tony Stark was tough? This is Tony Stark with no filter.
Yeah, this guy, I think, and objectively the smartest man in the multiverse. Like, hands down. I mean, you get access to the what was it, the multiverse TV channels, the whatever.
Oh yeah, the cable, multiverse cable, or
like you just being able to. No, that just like the things he could show you and whatever, and the things that he would invent, like it'd blow your mind. You'd be like, oh my god, and he'd be like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal, He just.
Well, and if you had any problem, he could invent something for it. That's not a problem anymore. Go ahead.
Yeah, and you'd have to put up with his bullshit because not only that, like obviously, it's a dangerous life that he leads. As we see in the episodes.
Everyone wants to kill him.
Yeah. Constantly have to deal with that bullshit.
Right.
He is nihilistic, so he's like, none of this matters.
He has no problem if you die just replacing you with an alternate reality, another universe you. So
if he dies, he's got a clone ready to go.
Yeah.
Like
there's zero meaning to your life. Nope.
Yeah, he's like, life is meaningless. He's going to be a real drag. And also just alcoholic, just constantly boozed up. And you'd get berated left and right, and you would see some amazing things, but you'd have to put up with a psychopath.
Yeah, well, you'd see some amazing things, but like some of the places they go to are waking nightmares. So you would see amazing things, but you would
with nothing but butts farting. Like that's just it's absolutely insane. Or you go to the Federation of Ricks.
Right. Oh God. Yes.
It's like, oh wow, there's a whole bunch of them. Yeah, that would be an insane thing. That would absolutely crush. Which I love in that show is as Morty's trying to deal with the fact that he knows about these multiverses and he's also becoming a little bit nihilistic. Yep. I love the episode where he pulls his sister aside and he's like, I buried another version of myself in the backyard.
He just has to get that off his chest.
Yeah, he's like, I buried them. We can go dig them up right now. Me and Grandpa, we buried another version of ourselves in the backyard. Like, this world's fucked. Like, this whole existence is fucked. None of this matters.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. He would, you know what? I'm gonna amend it then. Rick Sanchez. Toughest one
Yes,
to be
I agree.
around.
I agree. Right now, Rick Sanchez in the lead for the worst hang. Next up, I put Poe in here from Kung Fu Panda. I don't know if you're familiar with Kung Fu Panda.
I've never seen a single movie of the.
I'd recommend the first one. All the ones after that I haven't seen, and I don't care. But the first one, it's worth a watch.
Okay.
But Poe is a not body shaming, but he's a big fat panda, and his dad is a goose that runs a noodle shop. And
it's a goose.
That's right.
Okay.
And he he's constantly learning about how to make noodles. So like he loves food, but he also loves kung fu. So the pros are that you're going to get some amazing noodle dishes. Like
sure,
the guy knows how to make noodles. He knows how to make like buns and all sorts of stuff. Like you're going to be eating well. He's also very fun and easygoing. He's kind of a chill guy. He also has Jack Black energy, so you're gonna have to deal with that. Pros and cons. Downside, he's gonna exclusively talk about food and kung fu all the time. That's it. That's all he's gonna talk about.
So 21-year-old Justin would have been fine.
5th grade Justin with his ninja stars.
We're gonna go 5th grade to just graduated college Justin would be A-okay with this, having this guy as a best friend.
You're like, dude, let's
all I wanted to do.
Let's rip some bongs and talk about kung fu and eat some great noodles, man.
That's right, man. See, this is a good time.
You're like, this sounds like a win.
Poe moved to the bottom of my list, okay?
Right? Poe right now is like
one to hang
on this list, the best hang. But it's like after a while, you'd be like, can we talk about anything else? It's like talking to my dad. He's like, so anyway, about track and field. I'm like, I don't want to talk about track and field.
Is that genuinely the only thing that your dad can
Dude,
talk about?
the way he would so easily, I'd be like, hey, how's it going? He's like, oh, doing okay. I went for a walk the other day. I saw so-and-so down at the college, and then I saw the track, and then we were off. And then he's like, just talking about track and field. I'm just like, can we talk about anything else? Anything else other than local sports from the high school? I don't give a shit who the new coach is at the high school. This is awful. Can we talk about anything else?
You got to play a game. How many moves? What's the least amount of moves it can take him to get there? Right?
Yeah.
Like
or it's like
he did it in 3 moves today. That's pretty good.
Right. Or it's like, how long can he stay in there without any? It was like that episode of Game Changer when Izzy basically had to order pizza at a pizza place and say, "I'm hungry" like 15 times while ordering. It was tough for me to watch. It was a tough watch, and a lot of other people in that room that were watching her do it were also cringing pretty hard. Like Sam, I think, was hiding behind the podium as she was doing it. It was pretty hard. She's like, "Hey, is this so and so? I need to order a pizza because I'm hungry."
Was she doing it in person or
no? She's doing it over the phone.
She's doing it over the phone. Okay,
yeah.
Got it.
It was.
I just have to look up who Izzy is. Oh, okay, Izzy. Got it.
That's Brennan's wife. And
okay,
phenomenal. Anyway, Poe's cool, but I think it would be like, dear God, can we talk about anything else? So
sure. Yeah,
for sure.
I like that. All right, what about let's bring it back to a real person. What about a real person?
Let's ground it a little bit more. Is what you
an
mean.
IRL, right? How about Jason Bourne?
I mean, cool guy, right?
Right. So he can, if you get in a fight, he's the one you want on your side. If he can remember who you are, right?
I mean, he's getting in your house, whether you like it or not. He'll be there. Like
exactly, yeah.
He knows how to get in and get out. He's master of stealth.
Speaks a bunch of languages. You can travel with him. He'd probably know the lay of the land again once it came back to him. But I think we're seeing a theme here. Real bad memory.
Yeah.
Real forgetful.
That guy doesn't chill. That guy is constantly looking for threats because the threats are always looking for him.
That's right.
That scene in the first movie where he's sitting in the diner and he's just like clocking everything. He's like, oh, God. I know.
Amazing scene, first and foremost. When I first saw that in the theater, I about shit myself. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, he's like, I know that the quickest way out here is through this door. I know that there's these doors, this door. I know that
Best
the
place
guy
to look for a gun. is
in the cab of the truck. I know all the license plates outside. I know the guy at the bar is 220 and knows how to carry himself and is left-handed. Like, why do I know all of this and I don't know who I am?
I know at this altitude I could run flat out for a half mile before my hands start to shake.
Yeah, just like all that shit. Like, hey man, we're just cooking some hot dogs over here. Like, what you want some s'mores?
Hey, that's
He's
cool,
like looking
man.
at the s'more stick. He's like, I could stab someone in three different places and they'll die and they'll bleed out within 3 minutes.
You're like, that's cool, man. It's your role. So,
are you in character, or like is this what you would do, or like is this what your character would do?
I'm gonna need you to roll for initiative, man.
Yeah, there's no chilling out with him. Even like the Bourne supremacy when he's like in paradise, it's like him running on the beach, staying in shape, like having nightmares. Like that's his chill mode. Yeah.
Yes, would be tough. Here's the thing: it wouldn't be like detrimental. Well, I mean, danger does follow him, so I would say that it would be more of like he'd be exhausting to hang out with. We'll say that.
I don't think he would unless you were trying to like connect with him, and then you'd be like, man. It's like he literally like you turn away to get something to drink, you turn around, he's gone. He's like ghosted out of there because that's how he is.
Hey, Jason, oh fuck! All right, fine.
God damn it!
We'll see him.
You can't get in touch with him, you know.
Right?
He just randomly calls you from a burner phone, and he's like, "I could see."
What are we doing Saturday?
I don't know, man. I'm feeling kind of sick. You don't look sick, you know. It's like what?
It's hold on one second. No, it's Jason. It's Jason again. I don't know. What tell? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell him. Jason, look, we're not home right now. Bullshit. I can see you.
Really? Well, if that was the case, then maybe I'd be happy we'd be having that conversation right now. Like and you're home in your living room where you are right now, you know, like what? Yeah, that he would be exhausting in his own right. It'd be cool to talk to him, but you wouldn't get much out of him. He'd pretty shallow on a friendship.
Well, it would take forever to gain his trust too.
Oh yeah,
that'd be the other thing. If he was like a new friendship kind of thing, good luck.
Also, let's face it, he wouldn't waste his time with us. We have no benefit to him at all.
No value to him. Yeah, you
guys have a podcast? Get fucked. I'm not talking on that. Later. All right. Next up, we got Han Solo. So you got the roguish guy, smuggler.
Right.
Knows all the ins and outs, right? He's that guy who knows you how to get things. He's gonna know people that you kind of definitely don't want to know, but he's gonna know how to like make deals with those people to kind of find what's needed. He's also gonna be charming in a lot of ways. You're gonna be like, this guy's kind of cool. You know, he's also not afraid to shoot first and ask questions later. But on the downside, he also like, you know, Lannister always pays his debts. Han Solo is swimming in debt. Like that guy owes people everything, and he's always getting in deep with the wrong people. He's making bad decisions, bad financial decisions. So that means, similar to Jason Bourne, people are going to be coming after him. Constant. And you don't know when someone's going to surprise. I think he would be loyal to you. Yeah, he doesn't really betray anyone, you know, that he cares about. But if you
were an established friend with him,
right?
Yes,
but that guy brings a whole level of chaos. He has baggage, to say the least.
He does. Well, because you'd go out to, you know, grab some blue milk at some cantina, and you'd walk in, and you have no idea who's going to come around the corner or slide into the booth across from you and be like, "Nah, this is a whole thing now. We got to do this tonight. I thought we were gonna hang out." Yeah.
You know,
we're getting a couple drinks here.
How big's the bounty on your head right now? You know, like
what are we talking about, hon? Come on.
Yeah. So I think in a lot of ways, like he's kind of middle of the pack. Like I think he's a good hang by himself, but he brings a lot to the table. I don't think personality wise, I would mind him too much. Maybe. I mean, he'd be kind of a sleazeball to me probably, but he'd also be pretty funny. I think he'd be talking shit.
Well, I think again, if you're good friends with him, I think he'd be the kind that if you were just getting to know him, like if you were like, hey, my buddy Han and I are hanging out. You should come tonight. Yeah. I think that'd be a tough hang. But if you were friends with him already, that he'd be a better hang in that regard.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, because none of that. He'd come if you need him. He's the kind of guy. He's Ben Affleck's, you know, Jeremy Renner in The Town, where he's like,
he's a ride or die.
Yeah, he's like, we're gonna go. I'm gonna need you to come with me. You can never ask any questions. You can never tell anybody about it, but we're gonna hurt some people. And he's like, hop in the Millennium Falcon.
Right?
We need blasters or bats?
Whose ship we taking?
Yeah, right. He's like, I'll fight Chewie. Here we go.
Speaking of ships, how about we move on to Captain Jack Sparrow?
Yeah.
All right. So again, someone who knows how to have a good time. He knows all the ports of call. He knows everyone there. He knows how to get you what you want. He knows how to get you some things you might not want. So he can make sure he's a man of procurement. But he has a massive drinking problem and super unreliable, especially the drunker he gets. We saw what happened with Will. He just left him stranded on a desert island, and he'd do the same to you.
Yeah, he's got debts as well. He's got baggage. He's a pirate.
Yeah, people want the undead want him.
Yeah, even prostitutes in other places don't like him because he's wronged them. So like, yeah, if you're there for a one-time hang, you're gonna have a blast. Outside of that, no, definitely not a guy you want to have a ongoing relationship with because he's gonna let you down. Absolutely. I put him kind of like in the upper echelon because he'd be a good hang. But I don't think he'd be similar danger to Han Solo, but I don't think it would be as bad. Mm-hmm. Maybe. I don't know. Hard to say.
He'd be fun for a short, I'm going to go out for a couple hours and we'll have a good time.
Yeah.
But not let's do a weekend. I wouldn't.
Yeah, no. Yes, a weekend with him in Vegas. What a nightmare.
That would just turn into Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Or The Hangover or something.
Or The Hangover,
like
right.
that.
Yeah.
All right, last few here. We'll bang these out real quick. We got Sherlock Holmes, specifically Benedict Cumberbatch, his character. Justin, you tell me more about this one.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you watched the series?
I've watched, I think, four episodes of it,
okay.
I think.
He's super smart, loves puzzles again. So like I put on, you'd probably get Wordle in 2 tries every day if you were doing that. But he is incredibly arrogant and always belittling. If someone isn't keeping up with him, he's always belittling you. He does, however, have your back. Like he'll always show up in the nick of time. And if you really need him, he'll be there. But, I think it would be hard more so from a psychological standpoint with him because you would never know because he's always playing 3, 4, 5, 6 steps ahead of you. So you would never really know what was going on, what you were doing. If you were truly getting his full attention, you probably aren't. I think he would just be, and he does what he wants. He's like, if a case, something interests him, he's off in that direction and you're just left in the dust. So I think while it would be fun for a little while, probably would wear thin pretty quickly.
It'd be impressive, but you're not going to make a long-lasting connection because he'd probably think you're beneath him. So
exactly, yeah. Somehow John Watson and him, they're there, but you'd have to get to that level very quickly.
You'd have to tolerate his behavior, and that would be so. Yeah, I would absolutely not want to hang out with him. I'd be like, no, he's definitely bottom of the list for me. Not the very bottom, but towards the bottom.
Very towards the bottom, yeah.
Next up, we have Batman. Problematic. If you know Batman, and you know he's Batman, because the good things is like he's a billionaire.
Again,
similar to Tony Stark. You're like,
similar levels.
You're like, can I stay at your mansion? I'll help out around the house or something. But
he's like, I gotta go. He runs away, and you're just walking around in a bathrobe, just eating cereal. Like, this is cool.
You're like, you don't have to do the voice around me, man. I know.
Right. No, you're good. Go have fun.
I know, buddy.
Be safe.
Yeah.
Call when you get there.
Yeah, the cons are that you're never gonna really hang out because he's always off doing stuff. So you're never gonna get his full attention. He's obviously has trauma that he's dealing with his fists.
Let's say it together: undealt with trauma.
Yes, repressed issues that he's dealing with, and you're just not going to see him. If you get him to hang, it's not going to be for long, and it's not going to be worthwhile because he's going to be thinking about everything that he still has to do. He's going to be constantly watching for the next. He would just be so distant. Yeah, and he'd be brutal. And then when he goes, "All right, I'm Bruce Wayne now," you're like, "Oh, good, you're going to be this guy now."
Cool. All right, bro. Well, I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think that'd be too much fun.
All right,
last
one
but
on the
not
list,
least, Yoda.
We got Yoda. Yes. So wise. He's wise and powerful. If you need help moving, he could just just like that, no problem. Not going to hurt your back doing anything. If you needed to do a bunch of yard work, like say, I don't know, someone on this podcast, and was fucking moving a stupid amount of dirt, maybe he could help with that. Cons
he wouldn't, though.
He would, because he would. There's a lesson. This is where the cons come in. There's always a lesson, always advice, but you don't know what the fuck he's saying because it's always in riddle form. Mm-hmm. And you're like, let me help you.
Yeah, he's so focused on the 100,000 foot view of things. I feel like that it'd be, dude. I bet smoking weed with him would be cool. Says a guy who's never smoked weed. But the conversations you guys would get into is like the Force. Yes, you're like, oh my god, yeah, I can feel the midichlorians right now, man. Like,
I'm gonna tell you something. I agree fully with you. I
bet he'd be an awesome hang if you guys are both on weed, like or shrooms or something like that. Just having deep ayahuasca,
Tell me,
dude, let him run you through an ayahuasca routine.
Ritual I have.
Pain you will feel deep inside. Do not run from it.
I mean, that's what he did with Luke, right? When he put him in that little fucking cave. Yeah.
Basically, he fed him some slop that had ayahuasca, and he's like, now go in the cave.
Yeah.
Deal with your past trauma, you will.
What are these mushroom caps? Don't worry about it. Just go.
Welcome to Dagobah.
I want to circle back real quick. Tell me you've never smoked weed without telling me you've never smoked weed. You beautifully used the phrase, he'd be fun if you were both on weed. I don't know if you're on weed.
Are you not? Are you off weed?
Just high.
just high. On weed. I saw that movie Half Baked,
All right. Well, let's run through some listener submissions, Doug. What do we got? Who submitted some stuff?
So we put some stuff out to the community. Check us out in our Discord. And we got some hits back from some folks here. So Noah said, he replied to this on May the 4th. So he's like sticking with the theme. He's like, Jabba the Hutt. I feel like it would be horrible to be around, even though he's not a hero. Not only would it require to be on Tatooine, which he says barf, but I've always hated imagining what he smells like. And to communicate, I'd have to learn Huttese, which just seems like an absolute pain in the ass.
Yeah.
He says, if I were to choose an actual hero, I'm going to say Groot, which is a great answer. I know people love the guy, but I feel like the shtick would get really annoying really quick. Couldn't agree more, because you're like, I don't understand what he's saying. And he's a big tree, lovable guy, but oh man, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Jared said, any character played by Harrison Ford or Chris Pratt. Sure, they're fun characters, but in person, they'd be so obnoxious. And the first thing I thought of was Star-Lord. I'd be like, yeah, that guy would get on your nerves. Like,
yeah, for sure.
For sure. Like, absolutely. Harrison Ford, I think he'd get on my nerves just because he'd be grumpy in most of his roles,
Yes, but no. Like, he's in real life, he's really fucking funny. Like, he's really funny. And
because he doesn't care anymore.
That's true, too. I was thinking about this, though, earlier today. I'm like, I was trying to think of some people to put down, and I thought Indiana Jones, and I was like, I can't actually come up with a con. I think Indy would be pretty fucking cool.
It depends. I'd rank him up there with James Bond in a way, where you're like, this guy's pretty cool.
Okay.
But I feel like there's something there also that there's an arrogance there with both of them. And
you think there's an arrogance with Indy? Really?
Yeah, I know, right? Huge pro. He punches Nazis. So I mean, like that right there. We could use Indy right now more than ever.
Indy, we need you.
Indy, we need you. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think they were on the cusp. So I had the same thought. I was like, I don't know if I'd want to hang with them, but I don't think they're in there with the rest of these folks. So
yeah, I think
that's it. Unfortunately, we don't have time for our other segment here, but
that's fine.
But it's fine. I feel like this was just really good. Let us know. Get in the comments. Let us know what you think. What do you think about these heroes? Did we get them right? Did we get them wrong? I still think the best hang we're saying was Poe, I think. Is our top hang, maybe?
Poe, I think, is the top hang. Han, Captain Jack.
Of all these,
Poe would be top, and I think I would say Cap would probably be second for me.
Yeah,
probably.
Because while he might be boring, you're not going to get in any danger.
Right, exactly. And so he says a couple racist things. We've all hung out with Haig. We know what that's all about.
Love you, buddy. Hope you're enjoying retirement. Nice. So let us know.
Yeah.
Who would you want to hang out from this list? Do you have another list? Let us know. We'd love to hear your thoughts on which hero would be the worst hang. We're all ears. Let us know.
All right, it is time. Doug, you want to play a game?
I am excited and nervous to play a game. Lay it on me.
Ooh, here we go. We're playing our guessing game again. This is the movie guessing game where typically Doug plays 3 clips from movies, and I have to guess what they're from. Today we're flipping the tables, and we're gonna have Doug in the hot seat. So I've got 3 movie clips, and we're gonna see if Doug can figure out what these are from. So I was very excited to pull these. I had a lot of fun because I started taking notes as I was rewatching things, like Doug always does. Oh
shit, he's doing it. He's learning.
Notes.
He's doing it.
So it was fun to go back. And then as I was doing that, I was like, oh, I had epiphanies. And I'm like, oh, that one too. So
nice. All right. Lay it on me, baby. Let's go.
I think you've seen all 3 of these. I do not know for
We'll find
sure,
out.
but we'll find out. So here's number 1.
Reality isn't father knows best anymore. It's a kick in the face on a Saturday night with a steel-toe grip Kodiak work boot. And a trip to the hospital bloodied and bashed for reconstructive surgery. But what doesn't kill us makes us stronger, right?
You know, my brother is a speech therapist.
So?
That is Jim Carrey from The Cable Guy.
Absolutely, it is.
I haven't seen that movie in a while, but I was like, that is a great line.
I have not seen that movie I saw that it was somehow in the algorithm. It's like it suggested it. So I was like, oh shit, I don't think I've seen this movie in like 20, 25 years. So I put it on and I was able to quote almost the entire movie from start to finish. And I was like, wow, core memory unlocked. I forgot how much I watched this movie. I was a huge Jim Carrey fan when I was younger. And I genuinely forgot how many times I've watched this movie.
Which is funny because the character in the film did a lot of what you did, which was the TV became his friend.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
You used to tell me how you saw your DVDs and stuff as like your friends, you know?
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to hang out with I'm going to put this. I had my favorite episodes of certain shows that I'd be like, well, this is what we're doing today. Yeah. And I'm realizing now again, unprocessed trauma. I need to unpack that because I'm realizing now I watch way too much TV. But
also that movie always left a really bad taste in my mouth because Jim Carrey's character was, I know intentionally so, very unsettling. Like
it was wildly unsettling.
Extremely.
Yeah. And I love
unsettling.
the fact that this is Ben Stiller. He says this is still one of his favorite movies he's ever made. And he's like, he goes, I think a lot of people missed the kind of the satire element that I was trying to put into this. But, and in rewatching it with adult eyes now, holy shit, I got it on a whole different level. I was like, this is actually, it's not Oscar worthy by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a much better movie than I think a lot of people remember.
It's like watching Office Space when you're an adult and you've been in corporate America for a while. You're like, this movie still hits hard in a different way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So well done, Doug. You got one.
Thank you.
One of one. Here we go.
Thank you.
Number 2.
How's it going, mijo?
Mind your own business, Dad. You want to fight, dickless?
I sure ain't gonna show you my dick.
I don't think I know this movie. But I love this line.
There were 2 quotes from this movie, and I was like, I listened to both of them like, this is the one I have to do.
This is a Doug pull. This is exactly a Doug pull.
This is the Doug pull. Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. And this scene, I had to edit this heavily because there's a lot of pauses and sounds of people being punched. But let's do it again here real quick.
Yeah, one more time.
Yeah.
How's it going, mijo?
Mind your own business, Dad. You want to fight, dickless?
I sure ain't gonna show you my dick.
There's also
I can't place any of the voices.
That last voice is the first voice and the last voice are the same person.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like if you can get there on this person, you might get there.
It's not Sam Elliott, is it?
Bingo bongo, baby.
Is it Sam Elliott?
Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Oh shit.
That is Sam Elliott, yeah.
Well, it ain't Tombstone, I'll tell you that much.
It is not Tombstone. You are correct on that.
Oh shit! It ain't
You
Hulk.
got it. You
I
got
know
it
that much.
right. You got it right on what it's not.
It's not Hulk. It's not Tombstone.
You're doing a great job.
Doing
It's
a
not
great job.
It's not his guest role in Parks and Rec. Well, I ain't showing you my dick.
I'm showing you my dick. Is it a Western?
It is not.
Okay. He just always just strikes me as a guy that's in a Western.
He's just a Western sound. Yes, exactly.
What year did this come out?
It came out in 1989.
Oh shit. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I would say young Sam Elliott, but he's still.
I mean,
young.
he's timeless. Just
He's
like Paul
timeless,
Rudd's
yeah.
timeless, he's timeless in a different way.
Exactly. Yeah. Paul Rudd never ages. Sam Elliott only aged.
Oh man, I don't know if I've seen this movie. Who's it
Again, I
directed by?
Good question. You ready? This is gonna help you. Rowdy Harrington.
No, that doesn't help, unfortunately. Shit.
It might have been Rowdy Harrington's first and only film.
Rowdy Harrington, the wrestler?
Sure, yeah. Rowdy Harrington.
Yeah, I don't think I know this one. I can't place it. I don't know.
You want it one more time, or you think you're just?
No, I don't. That's not really gonna help me. I don't know.
Okay. Let me go through. I'm just gonna see if there's anyone else that I can give you. There's really no one else of like huge note in here. And if I give you the main actor, that's it. So
I don't even know. Like
okay.
honestly, if you give me the main actor at this point, I'm like, it's just blank canvas up here right now. I have nothing.
Patrick Swayze.
The Roadhouse?
Bingo.
I haven't seen Roadhouse. Isn't
You
that
haven't
wild?
seen Roadhouse?
I've never seen Roadhouse.
Look, it's not an Oscar-winning movie. It's not like it's not great, but it is a movie. If it's on, I will watch 10 out of 10 times.
It's one of those things where
it's just a fun fucking movie.
I've heard about it so much from friends and stuff like that. That what is it like? There's a famous line from it. What's the line? Is it something about fear? I can't remember.
Oh God, I don't know. Yeah,
there's some line that like if you said I'm like Roadhouse, like I know that's fun, even though I haven't seen it. Like I've never seen that.
Road
hard put away
quote?
wet. That was Jill's mom's favorite quote.
Was it this one? Yeah. You know what's strange? Someone asked me today if I was afraid. Someone asked me if I was afraid today. I am afraid. I'm afraid of what happens when someone pushes me too far.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
There's something else in there that I get. Someone's throat gets ripped out. I know that. Like
that. Yes, exactly. Oh, such a good scene. The other quote that I always, and this is the one Milos and I always would always like if I would show up at the bar that he was working at or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When Sam Elliott's character, Dalton, he was his protege. He shows up at this bar randomly. He's like, he heard he was over here, so he shows up. They haven't seen each other in a while, and he's like, y'all got a skinny runt named Dalton working here? And just that line, the way he says it, every time I would go, Milos would have his back to him. I go, hey, y'all got a skinny runt named Mills working here?
I love it.
That was our fun thing. All right.
Nice.
So you got, that's not a problem. You didn't see the one that was unfair, but
hey, listen, that's the nature of this game. You're like, I hope you've seen these, and that's a good guess. Roadhouse, it's a classic. I know it's a classic. I haven't seen it. So
it's a good
as soon as
one.
you said 1989, I'm like, that doesn't bode well for me because I don't think I've seen it.
Also, Sam Elliott just going, I ain't showing you my dick.
I ain't showing you my dick. I'm like, say more, Sam.
All right, here we go. The last one. Again, maybe not seen this one. We'll see.
We'll find out.
You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens when you fuck a stranger there? That's what happens. You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens, Larry? Do you see what happens, Larry, when you fuck a stranger in the ass?
God bless you. Again, you're pulling them like I do. You ever get your shit pushed in?
That's it. This was also wildly cut down. I cut this scene down to 34 seconds, and then I'm like, I got to cut it down more. So this is twice edited from what it really was. He goes on so long asking Larry.
This is a shot in the dark. Haven't seen the movie. Is it The Big Lebowski? No shit! No shit!
How did you get there? I gotta know how you got there.
Never seen it. I just know there's a line that people used to quote in college. It's like, "You're out of your league, Donnie," and it has the same vibes. It had the same vibes
Donnie.
as that line.
Yep, that's it. And it's the same actor, John Goodman.
Goodman.
It's just such a good.
You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass? That's what happens. You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens, Larry, when you fuck a stranger in the ass?
The way he delivers that. When you fuck a stranger in the ass.
Well, it was awesome because if you watch the scene, it's like a 2-minute scene where he's just destroying this car, and he's saying this to a child because he's trying to intimidate. He's trying to intimidate a child because they think the kid took something from him. And so he's trying to intimidate him. But he says it so many times. I'm thinking as an actor, what was so fun is he's like, how many different ways can I say this line? Just
he's like, surely they won't use this whole thing. They'll probably, take a cut or two, and they're like, we're leaving it all in there.
I pulled that clip and I was like, you know what? I need to. So this is now in my queue because I'm like, I haven't watched this movie in long enough to where in my mind it's criminal. I need to watch this movie again. I'll say this: when you guys come up, if we can pull away for a little bit, I would not mind watching this movie with you because it is a great movie.
All right, I've never seen it.
I love this movie.
I think I've seen maybe the first 25%.
Sure.
I think someone put it on the bus when we were traveling in college to go someplace. I don't know.
That tracks.
I was like, I don't understand this film.
Yeah. If we do another conspiracy theory or fan theories, I got one for the Lebowski that I want to bring up. That's very interesting. And actually, Jeff Bridges was like, he was the one saying it he's like, here's one that I actually subscribe to.
Nice.
I was like,
you love it when they get on board with it. That's
if the dude subscribes, if the dude abides.
I know that,
The dude abides.
Yeah. Awesome. But that was fun, man.
Well done.
Thank you. I knew one of the 3 movies, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. But I still got 2 out of 3. I'll take it.
Yep.
Pow, 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 pow. Awesome. Justin, what do you have to recommend this week?
I'm going to recommend the new Ryan Coogler movie Sinners.
Oh, I want to check that out.
Holy shit. It's a fun flick. I would say that the only thing is the runtime. I think it probably could have cut easy 20 minutes out of it. But
Justin, this is your biggest note on most films.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I think they could cut it down. And you say significant amounts too. You're like 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes 30. Mm-hmm. Justin, do you have like a shrinking bladder or something?
I got places to be, Doug. I got places to be. Life is short, okay?
You got to be present, Justin. You got to be present, all right? Be in the moment.
Coogler's one of those directors in this generation who's got a vision. Like he puts a lot of what he sees in his head on screen, and it's fucking wild. So this movie is gorgeous. If you can see it in IMAX, I was not able to. They stopped. I missed it by one. I missed the run in Grand Rapids by 1 week, and I'm super pissed. But I would love to see this again in theaters in IMAX. If you can see it in IMAX, I strongly recommend it because the visuals in this are fucking beautiful. Okay. Acting is outstanding. Writing is great. So like top to bottom, I think it was such a good movie. I didn't know what to expect going into it because I limited how much I knew of the movie. Holy shit, was I blown away. So
I've seen a trailer and that's it.
Yep.
That's all I've seen. That's all I know.
So with that, this recommendation, I'm not going into the movie. I'm just going to say, go see it and make the determination for yourself.
You heard it here.
Doug,
top to bottom, great film. So good. It should be 20 minutes less.
Hey,
right here. You heard
Look, it's not without, it's the Douglas. It's not without its flaws.
Anyway, what I'd like to recommend this week is getting in touch with your old friends. Shout out to Mandy. Thank you for catching up with me. Mandy is a very old friend of mine, been a friend of mine since 3rd grade. She's a regular listener to the podcast, and we text once or twice a year around the holidays, wish each other well for birthdays and everything like that. And we ended up talking on the phone over the weekend for 3 hours, and It was like nothing. And it was so nice. It was so great getting to catch up. And I told her at one point, I go, there's a lot of times where I'm just like thinking about people from my life and my past. And I'm like, man, I should reach out to them. And I never do. And it also hits a critical threshold. And we're like, I haven't talked to this person in a while. If I reach out, I think it's going to be weird. So I guess we'll just never talk ever again. That's just my weird psychological thing that goes and happens. So my recommendation is if you're thinking about somebody, reach out to them, say hi, reconnect, because holy shit, that was great. It was awesome. It was so great to connect with her and talk with her and see what's going on in her life and share what's going on in my life. And it was as if we'd never skipped a beat. It was so great. So thank you, Mandy. Thank you, Mike. for listening, and thank you for playing along with our movie guessing games. We appreciate you. We appreciate your listenership. So
I love that. It's a beautiful sentiment, Douglas.
thank you all. With that being said, everyone, please be sure to head over to youtube.com/mindgappodcast. Hit the like and subscribe button. It's the free way to support our podcast. Also, check links in the description for links to our Discord. Be a part of the family. Be a part of the conversation. Get involved, and you can be in the episode. Your quotes can be in here. Check out our merch at Redbubble. New merch is up. You know you want it. Summer's right around the corner. You know you want that hot new merch. Also, links to our Patreon, and share us around. We appreciate you. Be sure to check out Justin online as well.
On Instagram, at Justin_Michael, spelled Mikel. It's the fun way of spelling it. And while you're in the online realm, wherever you find and listen to your audio podcast, you can find us there as well. So go ahead and download, subscribe, rate, review, all the things that you can do on there. Please do those things. And then sharing, because it's caring. Let someone know that we exist. Just share the episode out and say, hey, these guys are crazy. I think you'd like them. It means a lot to us, and we appreciate it. Thank you ahead of time. TwoEast8th.com, 2East8th on all social media, loveandimprovfilm.com, loveandimprovfilm on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. With that, I'll say, Justin, thank you.
Douglas, thank you.
Listeners, viewers, thank you. And you all have a dandy fucking week.
Mind Gap Podcast.